Welcome to my channel. I'm going to react to this video that I seen from Law and Crime where they talk about that they reveal one of the key witnesses in the P. Diddy trial. And I think it's very dangerous. I mean, some people don't even care about if somebody's scared to testify in a trial that they're accusing somebody of, racketeering and trafficking and stuff like that. And people are mean, especially on the internet. And I believe her name has been put out there. She's using a fake name. They calling her Mia. It's like a Jane Doe type of name. But I guess people started looking around, poking around, since she worked for Diddy and Revolt Films and stuff like that. They looked into it and, they have posted some video. I haven't seen the video, but I want to check this out with you people, and I want to react to it. So let's get into it.
By the way, interesting update from court. Sean Combs' counsel, Alexandra Shapiro, says some people on the internet think they figured out who Mia is. We got this video, again, that might be used to impeach her credibility. We got this video also from random people on the internet. We don't think this was ever posted on her social media. It was on some random website. Should we show it to you? I got to ask you.
You see what Jesse says? That it's not something she posted. It's something that some random user posted on the internet. I haven't seen it, but they're bombing her out there. They're letting people know who she is. And this girl, by what I have heard on her testimony, she's scared to death. She's, answering questions, but she's fidgeting, looking into her laps, playing with her hands and not even looking up. So let's see what these experts that Jesse Weber's interviewing got to say about that.
I have to move on to this question, Serena. This is quite alarming. How is this possible?
I have no idea how it's possible, and I'm sure Mia is probably, panicking in this moment in time. Like, are people stalking her on the internet, trying to figure out her identity? She testified that she was a rape victim, essentially. There's rape shield laws that exist to try to protect people in her position. And so this is really getting very nerve-wracking probably for her and just absurd for the courtroom.
If someone revealed her identity, is that a crime, Tyler?
No, it's not a crime if somebody revealed her identity, especially if they're not a part of this case. The reason they have these confidentiality orders and protective orders is for the parties involved to do their best to protect a Jane Doe or anybody proceeding under a pseudonym's identity. It is possible for the public to learn their identity, but it's really the people who are part of the case who are agreeing to protect her confidentiality. Once she got on that stand, it's very possible that somebody knew her identity. What I find more troubling and less likely is if this video is being sent by random people on the internet, and that's what they want to proffer as evidence in this criminal trial, I find that hard to be admitted. If they could track the video from one person who could confirm the identity of the person, and then it could be used for impeachment evidence, that's different. But random people on the internet sending videos, that opens the door to a can of worms.
Well, Tyler, they would have to authenticate it, make sure it's real, and couldn't they theoretically be able to use it?
They could theoretically be able to use it, but it seems like they're trying to use it right now when Mia's going to get put back on the stand. I haven't heard of any witness to authenticate this video yet. They're just talking about displaying this video. That's what seems to be a little odd to me.
Apparently the video is being shown, not on the public.
This is why your birth date isn't random. In past life, you were.
Public screen in the gallery. I think it's already been redacted. And then the prosecutor says they waited until the direct was over. This is a kind of a change of circumstances. Does it become a question if her identity has been revealed and her security or her testimony is going to be affected in some way? And I'm sure this happens in trials all the time where there's a change in circumstance. Could she stop being questioned? Could she, I mean, she testified. The defense has a right to cross-examine her. But if there is a change in circumstances, could she, in any way, the court say, hey, listen, she's done with her testimony. You got what you needed out of her, Serena?
I don't think so. I think that would be like the best appeal.
But I ask, what could happen? I mean, if her identity is revealed to the public, Diddy sure knows who she is. Diddy's family sure know who she is. Diddy's ex-workers, people that worked for him, know who she is. So what's the big deal in the public knowing who she is? Is it because maybe Diddy fans? Because you got people out there with T-shirts talking about free Diddy, that they can react as, you know, some fans go cuckoo sometimes, you know, when you try to hurt their idol. So I'm just asking myself, what could be the consequences of her being put out there and fans of Diddy knowing who she is? But let's keep hearing these experts that Jesse Weber's is asking.
Point ever on the side of the defense. I think the case gets overturned because you're violating the confrontation clause. You know, you're taking away Diddy's right to confront his accuser, especially because she's already given all of the testimony that was apparently positive for the prosecution, and then cutting her off before even one question could be asked by the, or maybe not one, but you know, the full cross-examination be completed. I think it gets overturned.
What do you think the judge is going to do here? I mean, do you think the judge is first of all, can the judge order an investigation into this? And also, Tyler, do you think the judge is going to allow this piece of evidence in? If we're reading this correctly through the transcript, that this is a situation where she might be faking the way she's speaking on the stand, feels like relevant evidence for cross-examination, but at the same time, the way they're getting it and the issue of her identity being revealed, A, can the judge order some sort of investigation here? And B, you think he's going to allow this video in?
Well, it's probably 3 o'clock right now, or close to 2 o'clock. If I was the judge, which I'm not, I think this would be a good time to let's see what this video looks like. Let's see what the testimony would be given, what examination questions would be asked by the defense. Let's break for the day, and he'll make his ruling and start on Monday fresh, whether this video is going to be allowed in or not allowed in. I think that would be a good way for the court to explore.
How could a video that has been put out there, I don't know what's on the video because I haven't seen it, but how could it be used in the trial? What are they trying to get out of this video to say, like, they're asking to say that Mia is faking her nervousness, the way she's talking, to seem more of a victim instead of being a willing participant? Because remember, she's saying that she got the R word, which is something, I mean, Diddy's not being accused of that, but that what they're trying to prove here is that she was forced to work overtime, and you know, one of the accusations is forced labor. So why would she try to fake what she's saying to fool who? You know? I mean, she could say it the way she want to say it, but just by her saying that she worked for 5 days, I think she said on the witness stand, and she was hallucinating and losing her hearing and stuff like that. I mean, you know, you could say that however, scared, mad, looking at Diddy, you could say however, it's a fact. It's something that you lived. Let's keep looking at these answers.
You know, the potential pitfalls here, see how the defense is going to authenticate this video. Now, regarding any additional protections for Mia, I think that the court and the parties involved in this case have appeared to do everything possible to protect her identity. But the fact of the matter is, this is a high-profile case. People are watching this all across the country. And if you would have...
Did you know that you can call your soulmate into your life right now? Here's how. This is the soulmate sketch I drew.
I think that she would be on the stand giving facts about pictures with Cassie and being in South Africa that people weren't looking on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere else on social media to try to put two and two together. That's hard to believe. So I'm not shocked that people have identified her, because I'm pretty sure people are on their phones right now trying to look into her.
Yeah, people
We
curious.
got a question about this. Serena, this is from Enlin DK. Wouldn't they have to prove where they got the video? Sneaky.
Yeah, it's just as the two of you were saying, that there needs to be a witness to authenticate that video, meaning to set a foundation to show that it hasn't been tampered with, that it's not AI. You know what I mean? It's especially in today's day and age.
What's on the video? I mean, what is it? Is it a X tape? Damn.
You have to be able to have the appropriate witness say, this is a fair and accurate depiction of who this person is. And who that witness is going to be, who knows? Maybe Mia herself, we don't know. But I do agree that this is a good time for the court to send the jury home and have this kind of mooted in front of him to see kind of whether the relevance is there, whether the foundation is there, and whether the prejudicial value outweighs that.
I think we have an answer about this video. The judge just said, when did the defense see it? Combs counsel Alexandra Shapiro says yesterday. Judge says, when was it marked at 1750? Shapiro says, I don't know. Judge says the video is precluded after the number of social media posts the defense has used. It is cumulative. The defense's theory, dubious. What does that mean? Tyler, I'll start with you.
Yeah, they're not going to allow the video in. They're saying that there's been substantial social media posts already admitted into evidence showing that Mia has been in communications and contact with Mr. Combs, and that she said things like, I love you, you're a mentor, and things of that nature. But it sounds like this video, the defense believes this is going to be some strong evidence. I'm pretty sure they're going to want their objections noted for the record. So this could be an issue on appeal if this is highly prejudicial for.
Interesting. Because from what I heard, she said in some message she sent them, I want to thank you for letting me live out my dream. And I think Brian Steele asked her, how curious that you was thanking your R word, the man who are you, thanking him for letting you live out your dream. So this is very interesting that the judge said, it was dubious. Like, it don't matter. So they didn't allow it. I just want to know what's on the video. I haven't seen it. But I just want to know why the defense was trying to use a video that random people were posting on the internet and trying to use it on the trial. What was on that video? What did she say? I mean, I'm curious now. Now, I want to see the video. I don't care who Mia is, because I don't even live in the States. But I want to see why the defense was trying to use this video.
Mr. Combs' case.
Well, Serena, I mean, it seems like they're saying we're using it for a different purpose. We're not trying to suggest, hey, she's making up the story because look at, positive posts she's making about Sean Combs. But no, this video shows she's not talking the same affect that she is on the stand. So it seems, if I'm understanding correctly, they're trying to use this video for a different kind of impeachment.
Oh, okay, I see. From what Jesse just said, it seems that the video is maybe Mia, just like that message she sent and said, I want to thank you for letting me live out my dream. I think it's a video of her maybe saying it verbally, saying I love you, or you're my mentor, or thank you for the opportunity to work with you. It seems to be something in that nature from what I just heard Jesse say.
I totally agree with you. And I think, not to assume too many things, but to me, this feels like the judge saying, you know what? I'm just going to say it's cumulative because we got to keep this trial going. We have Mia on the stand who's probably falling apart. I'm not going to want to bring her back on Monday. Finish her testimony, get her off the stand. Let's keep this trial moving at the right pace. And I do agree with you. I think that that the judge is just making that decision to make that decision. I don't think it's actually cumulative.
You know, it's a great question. By the way, another update in court. Brian Steele, this is Sean Combs' defense counsel, one of them, can ask if she sent it. Can I ask if she sent it? The judge says yes. I'm going to ask about scrapbooks. The prosecutor and I have a disagreement. I have 3 copies, one for the jurors to pass around. The honorable prosecutor and I disagree. So it looks like a separate question. Here's a great question from Michelle LaBelle. Tyler, how does the public know how she's acting in court, which is different than usual if they're not allowed in court? So that makes me think now, the only people to know how she's actually testifying and the way that she's speaking are those who are in the courtroom. Now, I'm not making any conspiracy theories here, but that's a good question, right? Why would this video be circulating? Unless of course, someone found out her identity from the outside, just was circulating the video, and defense counsel said, wait a minute. The way she's talking in this video is very different than the way she's talking on the stand, or the more ominous.
You see what I said? In the video, she's not acting like I said at the beginning, looking down into her lap, fidgety, playing with her fingers, not looking up, or definitely not looking in Diddy's direction. She's actually, in the video, which I have not seen, acting in a different manner. But believe me, to be in a federal courtroom, sitting in the witness stand and having the defense counter interrogate you, man, I would never want to go through some shit like that.
Conspiracy theory is, did someone in the court who knew the way she was speaking start circulating the video online? I mean, I don't want to be engaging in conspiracy theory.
You know why, Jesse? Because you got somebody in that court who gives you a breakdown every day at lunchtime. I think her name is Myrna. She does real good, too. There's a whole bunch of people in that courtroom that come out at lunchtime and do live interaction with their fans on YouTube. I'll be looking at them.
Here, but it's a great question from Michelle LaBelle, no?
Yeah, it's a great question. But one thing that Mr. Combs' defense lawyer just said is, can I ask her if she sent it? Now, if they're referencing the video that he wants to ask her if she sent it, they must know who she sent the video to. They said random people earlier. They may not be trying to show their whole hand here. If Mr. Combs knows Mia clearly, so he knows how she acted when she was with him versus how she's acting now. The defense has offices, and they have associates and other people who are.
I see. What they're trying to prove is that she's not that type of person that's acting all scared and stuff. She might be a freak. I don't know. That's what they're trying to prove.
Outside who could be investigating, trying to collect evidence that could be used to help Mr. Combs in real time. Now, do I think somebody there is a plant who's a reporter or something helping the defense? No, but this is a high-profile case. She's testifying. To think that there aren't people on the outside who have interest in this case, whether as associates, employees of either side of this case, would be foolish.
Got a question from Laya. This is a question for you, Serena. Did Mia get exposed?
Yeah, it's possible. And again, it's very scary if so, because everyone's trying to protect this woman and she deserves that protection and privacy. But as we've been saying, it is still a somewhat public trial. There are going to be not only people in the courtroom, but online sleuths. I mean, even the court drawing, though her face is blurred out, we can tell her race, we can tell her hair color, we can tell her stature. And, there are probably going to be people, maybe not in Diddy's inner circle, but maybe even in the second or third degree circle, who know who this woman is. And so to think that she has complete anonymity in today's day and age with, online sleuthing and just the ability to find things out about people, it's just so easy today. So I do think that someone figured out who she was.
I'll get a question from Melissa Budas. This is for you, Tyler. Didn't the previous witness...
if I was to look for her, I'm pretty sure there's pictures of her with Diddy and maybe even Cassie. Because there's pictures with Capricorn Clark when she was working for Diddy. But Capricorn Clark wasn't under a Jane Doe. If I look, I find. But I'm not interested in that. I'm just following the case.
The stylist, so Deontay Nash, confirm a lot of Mia's testimony?
He confirmed a lot of her testimony, and everybody at the prosecution is calling as witness. Their testimony is meant to build on each other. Think about the witnesses that led up to Kid Cudi testifying. Then you had Deontay Nash, who testified a couple days ago, and now Mia, who's testifying now. So the prosecution is not calling witnesses, and they're going to be surprised at what they say. They have an idea of what they're going to say, and they want to present this case methodically in a way they want. That's the whole point of planning for trial and presenting your case in a way that's going to be effective.
Yeah, it's. I know that there was a overlap of testimony regarding trying to intervene when Sean Combs allegedly was attacking Cassie. One of the few times we've ever heard anybody do that, but that Mia tried to step in, he tried to step in, he mentioned Mia. Serena, we got a question here from Green Yoshi once again. Is there another color Yoshi? I got to play Super Mario 3, I don't remember. All right, what is being done to protect the jury in terms of their identities post-trial?
That's a great question. A jury is, the people who are on this case might be nervous about something like that. Obviously, they were very well vetted. Questions were asked of them, and somehow they ended up on this jury as unbiased and willing participants, I guess. But there is always that fear that they're going to be found out. Sometimes people take advantage of that. They like to write about it, or they like to give interviews, but you don't have to. And it is a nerve-wracking thing if people find out who you are and you've been on this trial, because sometimes people are very upset at the eventual verdict.
One more question.
At the eventual verdict. So it don't matter. If you find him not guilty, you're going to be, facing people that are going to be mad at you. If you find him guilty, you're going to find fans that are going to be mad at you. And if they know where you work or where you live, things can happen. This is crazy, man. And it's an obligation. That jury duty thing is an obligation.
I'm going to throw to you, Tyler. This is from Enlin DK once again. If they're saying she's faking, meaning Mia, couldn't the same be said about Diddy? Where's the bling and ego?
Well, the bling is not on him. He's now a resident of a detention facility while he's pending trial. He hasn't taken a stand yet either to put himself up there and remind people that he is presumed innocent until he's found guilty by a jury.
That's right.
He does not have to present any evidence. It's up to the prosecution's job to present their case and get these criminal charges proved beyond a reasonable doubt. So if he does get on the stand, yes, they could say that Mr. Combs is acting. Now, there could be you could insinuate that the clothes that he's wearing, that people have described, he looks somewhat like Bill Cosby as Mr. Huxtable, right, in the Cosby Show versus.
I heard that on another video. That now he ain't wearing none of that flashy clothes. He's wearing cardigan sweaters. Look. Oh, man. People crazy, man. Looking like Mr. Hustable. Oh, shit.
The mere Sean Puffy Combs that people are used to, I can see that, but he's not on the stand here. He's sitting at the table as a defendant, trying to talk to his counsel about how they can discredit any witness that gets on the stand for the prosecution.
So, quick update from court. Judge, you can give it to them. Judge says you can give it to them for a couple minutes. Bring Mia back in. Then the jury, the witness enters, jury enters. Okay, Combs, Brian Steele asks, what is the Breakfast Club? Mia says, the name of our camp, Puff's friend group, still partying at breakfast. I was invited in once. Okay, really interesting back and forth today. What a development. But, man, I had an all-star panel. Serena Townsend, Tyler Bailey, thank you both so much for coming on. Your expertise, second to none. Just amazing having you both here to answer these questions. Thank you both so much, and have a great weekend. We can't wait to have you guys back here on the show.
Thank you, Jesse.
And everybody, thank you so much for the amazing questions. Again, we plan to do this lunchtime show for you every day of this testimony. We'll update you in real time about what's happening in court. We will be taking your questions because this is a complicated case, especially with no cameras or audio equipment. We'll do our best to...
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to hear these panelists talking and answering questions from, from fans of the show. I love it. I'm going to be doing reactions to Law and Crime every day from now on because these people, to me, are the best. So this is going to be the first of many Mike's reactions to come. So one love. See you on the next video.